I guess MYX coin has found a cure for cancer because it just keeps going up nonstop. I close the chart, open it again, and it's gone up even more. I think to myself, now the long traders will get liquidated, but no, it just keeps crushing the short traders and keeps rising. Since it was listed on May 6th this year, it's increased by 1900x. I can't remember a coin this crazy in a long time. I mean, if you had bought $1,000 worth back then from the pre-sale, right now you'd have won $900,000. But of course, that only happens in fairy tales. Let's be realistic. I mean, nobody expects 1000x, let alone 1900x. Just imagine, you only had $1,000. It's turned into $100,000. You'd cash out. I mean, at least I couldn't wait for 1000x. I don't know, maybe some of you could. Anyway, today we're going to talk a bit about MYX coin. Did it find a cure for cancer? Why is the price going up? We'll take a look at that. Apart from that, on September 17th, the Fed has an interest rate cut. Normally, the probability of a 25 basis point cut was 100%. But right now, it's not 100% anymore. It's even lower. But that's not a bad thing. I'll explain this in the video. We'll talk about the Fed's interest rate. And how is the Bitcoin season developing? I'll explain that. So, what kind of sequence do we follow to understand the Bitcoin season? The rise of altcoins, the rise of ETH, the rise of major coins, and the real altcoin season. And we'll talk about when I expect these to happen. We've talked about this a few times in recent videos, but I'll add different things. Today, I'll explain all of this. Let's get to our video. Yes, of course, as I mentioned in my video, I want to start with the MYX dream. Let's say you didn't buy on May 6th. If you had put in $1,000 40 days ago, you would have $170,000 now. Right now. Crypto loves stories like this, friends. Why? Because it makes you dream. I mean, sometimes we think about it. We dream of being rich in the future, right? Is there anything between you? Man, in the future, he dreams of being poor. But everyone dreams of becoming rich in the future. And there is an argument for that. Here is MYX now. Because even if there are very few people, there are those who actually deposited $1,000 here 40 days ago and now have $170,000. There is Uncle Mehmet. Everyone is talking about Uncle Mehmet's story. I saw it, you know. A guy with $1,000 bought a house thanks to crypto. That's what they're talking about. Everyone talks about Uncle Mehmet, but there are only one or two Uncle Mehmets. Very few of them. But in 24 hours, more than 100,000 traders got liquidated on MYX coin and lost $66 million. Guys, no one talks about this. Everyone tells this good story. They feed off these positive narratives. Crypto grows and more people join in. Like it's about so-and-so's chance to buy a house. And some people, the ones who lose, say, crypto is gambling. But I still don't think crypto is gambling. Guys, why? Because crypto has certain rules. If MYX did 1700x in a short time, if it did 1900x from its inception to today within a year, what is it now? You shouldn't enter, neither go short nor buy from spot. For example, if you bought during the pre-sale on Binance, you now have $15,000 in your pocket. You're lucky. You have $20,000. You're lucky. Or you bought during that period, forgot, you have $10,020. You're lucky. But if you're not that lucky, and now you're thinking, oh, let me open a long, it's dropped a lot. Or, oh, it's gone up a lot, let me open a short. Then you're just a gambler. Because a gambler can even gamble with chess. Can we call chess itself gambling just because of that? Crypto is a bit like that too. That's how I see it. Recently in crypto, many major coins have either hit their all-time highs or come very close to them. But then they pulled back a bit. Right now, I have CoinMarketCap open in front of me. When we look at CoinMarketCap right now, the total market cap is $3.96 trillion. So it's very close to 4 trillion. And actually, I pay attention to the Bitcoin index. The Bitcoin index is steadily increasing. In the past month, as you can see on the screen, the Bitcoin index has risen from 29 to 59. It has experienced a twofold increase. It's the Bitcoin season. We're getting closer, aren't we? Because major Bitcoin is rising. This is where the altcoin mechanism comes into play. Now, I'm going to explain this. How does the Bitcoin season work as a mechanism? The altcoin season we love so much consists of 4 phases. At first, Bitcoin rises. Bitcoin keeps rising, rising, and rising. Then Ethereum starts to rise. And suddenly, everyone starts talking about how Ethereum is saving the world. When Ethereum drops to $1,400, nobody talks about it. But when it climbs to $4,500, everyone becomes an Ethereum maximalist. And everyone shares the Ethereum Bitcoin pair. And yes, Ethereum is gaining momentum. This is what's being talked about. This is phase 2, the rise of Ethereum. It's as important as the rise of Bitcoin, but hold on tight. The most important part is about to begin. Phase 3, the rise of large caps, meaning coins with high market cap like Bitcoin. For example, today, BNB surpassed $900 and hit an all-time high. BNB is one of my favorite coins, and congratulations. I'm really happy. Coins with large market caps like BNB, Solana, ADA, and Doge. The rise of these coins. This is our phase 3. And when this phase happens, we move on to the most enjoyable phase, the one you love. Phase 4 is actually what we call the real altcoin season, when low market cap coins start to rise. Here we start seeing 3x, 5x, 10x, 20x, and sometimes even 100x or 200x gains. You saw this on MYX, friends. This is what we call the altcoin season. As I mentioned in previous videos, the date I'm expecting isn't this month, friends. October and November. Actually, I expect price increases in October and November. And in September, I expect a bit of a rise in Bitcoin dominance. I also explained this on X. But in my opinion, October and November will be the altcoin season. And then we'll wrap up the season, pack up our things, and wait for the next one. So, if we're going to experience such a great altcoin season, what should we expect, friends? We need to have our crypto accounts ready. If you're not a member of Binance yet, you can scan the square code you see on the screen right now to sign up for Binance. You can get a 20% commission rebate, and there are various rewards. Join Binance using the link below, complete your identity verification, and get your account ready, or scan the QR code. Now we've come to the most important part. September 17th, you've all been waiting for this day, I know, and on September 17th, friends, we will do a live broadcast. We will be sharing the speech of Fed Chairman Jeremy Powell live on our channel. You can subscribe to the channel now and be ready in advance. Of course, we would be very happy if you liked our video as well. That's it. Friends, there is an expectation that the Fed will make a 25 basis point cut. This was 100%, but it has dropped to 90%. Do you know why? Because now there are also people expecting a 50 basis point cut. And the probability of a 50 basis point cut has risen to 10%. This is a very positive development, friends. And now there are 3 meetings this year. One is on September 17th, another on October 29th, and the other one, friends, is December 10th. And right now, the expectation, so much so, there's a 72% probability 3 rate cuts will be made. This is a very positive development. Why are we so happy about interest rates going down? When interest rates drop, people will say that money no longer earns in deposits and will start investing in stock market funds, gold, and cryptocurrencies. Some of that money will flow into crypto, and that's very valuable for us. So yes, 3 rate cuts are very likely this year. I've said many times before that they would cut rates in September, and I'm happy that it's happening. But I think this expectation will be reflected in October and November. We'll see together. Of course, what I've explained in this video, none of this is investment advice, friends. And when we look at it historically, after the 2020 pandemic, both interest rates were cut and money was printed. Crypto boomed. During that period, people made so much money in crypto that they didn't even know where to put it. Such a period may not come again, but I still think we'll experience times in crypto where people can make money. If you're not a gambler. No gamblers? Now finally, we're going to talk about the coins in the ETF. Because after the Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin rose a lot. After the Ethereum ETF, there was also a significant inflow of money into Ethereum. So which coins are currently in the ETF? Ripple, Solana, Doge, Aptos, Cardano, Trumpcoin, Hedera, Bong, Sui. And the coins you see on the screen right now. They are currently in the approval stage for the ETF. If approval comes, I think institutional money will flow into these coins. What does ETF mean? It basically means you enter the stock market and buy a share, right? But being in crypto isn't that easy. To open a crypto account, you need KYC. It's a long process. Here, for example, you buy a Bitcoin ETF. Like the stock market, you can buy a Bitcoin ETF through your bank. It's practical. You don't need a Bitcoin wallet or crypto exchange account. You can buy it through the ETF and the company handles it. They buy Bitcoin on your behalf. And this brings institutional money into that coin, since it's mostly institutional companies that use ETFs. People use them too. So this brings a significant inflow of money into those coins. It's a good development. This isn't happening for the first time globally, but in America, was it 2 years ago that it happened first? We celebrated together 1.5 years ago. It started along with that. Thank you for watching, everyone. We talked about the Bitcoin mechanism. We discussed how clear the interest rate cut on September 17th is. We even talked about the possibility of a 50 basis point rate cut. We talked about how you shouldn't get involved with the MYX, how it has ruined a lot of people, but also how a few people have made a lot of money from it. But mostly, it has ruined more people. I hope everything was clear. You can ask anything that's on your mind. Hope to see you in the next video.